Hello, I'm Quinn.
And I'm Rich Smith, and this is
Real Hunting. Here it is, the afternoon of October 7th. Man, last evening I had a really nice buck that showed up here in the daylight. So, probably not here today, but I'm going to roll the dice anyway. And this is my crossbow property. I brought my new Killer Instinct crossbow over here. I put a video out, thank you video to them, their customer service. Long story short, I had one stolen last year. Somebody smashed the window of my truck in my driveway, and they replaced it for me. Got me the bow I wanted, even though it's no longer in production. Killer Instinct built me one out of spare parts, so that was really cool. And again, thank you, Jeff, for doing that. Now, I'm over here because there's a giant 8-point that I got on camera, and giant to me is, 120-ish. Might be a little less, but he's 18 wide inside for sure. Heavy beam, 6 or 7 inch G2s, 4 to 5 inch G3s, and 4-inch brows from what I can tell in the photos. So he's a gorgeous buck. I'd love to get a chance to connect with him. Well, it's currently October 19th, and I have hunted very little this season. All right, it's October 20th today. All right, it's the morning of October 24th, and I'm back on my crossbow property. Choosing to hunt this property because of an 8-point that I got on camera that I'd really like to connect with. There's some other 8s around other spots that I've got on camera right now that are not quite what this guy is. So I'm being real risky here. I'm not hunting where I typically would this morning just because he's shown up on this property. And man, if I got a chance at him, that would be amazing. So it's the afternoon of October 26th, coming back to this property again, where I have this photo of this big 8-point that I'm hoping to get a chance to connect with. Alright, well today is October 27th. It is the afternoon, it is 70 degrees outside and just started spitting rain again. It's the morning of November 2nd and I am closer to home this morning. It's the afternoon of November 2nd and I came straight to this property from work today. It's the afternoon of November 3. I've got 2 bucks here that have been in the property a couple times based on my cameras, and I'm just riding it out, see if I can get lucky and connect with one of them. It's the morning of November 4th, and I've got a history on this date. I've never shot a deer on November 4th, and some of my most amazing deer encounters have happened on this day. It's the morning of November 5th, and I usually hunt a specific property today based on my trail camera data and graphing that out. However, because I know there are 2 bucks who have been through this other property I'm on right now this year that I would really like to connect with, I'm skipping that other property and hunting here instead. Well, here it is, the afternoon of November 5th. 53 degrees. Got a big storm coming tomorrow. It's kind of spitting rain off and on, but I'm going to sit out this evening. It's pretty calm right now, but we're supposed to have 45-mile-an-hour wind gusts tomorrow. So I am back on this small piece of property where I have gotten a couple photos of a couple really nice bucks. Either one would be my biggest buck ever. And I'm totally chasing that this year. I have been passing up bucks like crazy. I think I've passed up over 15 shots on bucks so far. And only regret one of them. I had one downstate that I probably should have shot. In fact, I just looked at the video of that today. I was trying to determine his tine length. I was looking for brows. I couldn't find brow tines on him. I hesitated when he came through the only shot window I had, and that was it. So yeah, this particular spot that I'm at right now, I'm hoping to connect with either a great big 8-point or a great big 9-point that have come through here a few times this season. Both of these bucks were here last year. I have them both on camera from last year. So I'm playing a game where last year's trail camera photos are going to tell me when that buck is going to be here this year. And I'm trying to go off of that intel to see if I can get lucky. Only one of those bucks did I have a daylight photo of last year one time. So rolling the dice. I'm still having fun this season, even though I haven't shot a deer. I guess I'm at the point where I don't have to shoot a deer to have fun. I used to fill my tags as fast as I could, and now I'm taking a slower approach and trying for something remarkable and something very difficult to achieve. So it won't surprise me if I go deerless this year. If I don't, that would be great, because that means I'm shooting something really amazing. So I'm going to hunt this. I'm not going to hunt tomorrow in the storm. Tuesday's supposed to be really calm again, and I'm going downstate to the new lease on Tuesday. Wednesday, another storm, and then after that, we're getting really close to firearm season, and I'm not sure what my timeline's going to look like. I've got some other commitments on the 10th and the 12th that I have to do this year, and then we're getting really close. So wish me luck tonight. Hopefully I get an opportunity, and I'm going to go slip out here into one of my platform blinds with a crossbow. It's the afternoon of November 6th, so I'm taking a chance. This is the big buck game, and sometimes you win and sometimes you lose. And so far I've been losing. It's the morning of November 9th, and I'm back on this property trying to connect with a giant 8-point. It rained all day yesterday. East wind, pounding rain, thunderstorms, sleet. It was pretty nasty. Makes for a nice quiet walk to the stand this morning, though, with everything being wet. I did get a photo last night around 8:50 p.m. of this buck on this property. I'm hoping he's still around, and I'm hoping I get a look at him. My goal this season has been to shoot one of these nicer bucks that I've got on camera, and you know, it's not easy to do. There's still a lot of luck involved. You still got to be in the right place at the right time, and the randomness of the hot doe comes into play. So I'm just putting my time in as much as I can, following my moon schedule, and trying to get lucky and be in the right place at the right time. This property is really tough because I can have a deer 10-20 yards away from me and I can't even see it because the cover is so thick. And unless, I'm going to try to get out to my food plot blind this morning, but it's going to depend on what I hear. But unless they come out of that cover, I have virtually no shot. So it's a tough game. I can hear them in there. I hear them fighting. I hear them chasing. I hear them grunting. I hear them walking around, and I can't see them at all. So, yeah, I'm going to get dressed, get out on stand, and hopefully I'll have some luck. But damn it, look at that. God. Threw my shot to the right. I have this one little opening that I cut here in the thick stuff. It's only about 6 feet wide. And I cut it there because I shot a big 8-point there 2 years ago. And I thought, man, if I can open that up a little so there's less dogwood here, less, stems to hit, that would be good. And last year I didn't see a single deer there. And this year they're using it again, and they're coming right across the end of that opening, which is where he was, which is only about 22 yards from here. The problem is, I hit the blind with a crossbow limb. And I did that a few years ago on a big buck over on one of my other platforms. But this one, I saw the luminok go in, and it did not go in where I needed it to go. Pushed my shot to the right. I hit the right limb. It kicked the bow over. It pushed the shot to the right. I am so frustrated right now. I mean, he crashed back through here, right? So does that mean he's down? I don't know. Everything's crashable here. He's got a huge rack on him. He's gonna crash if he's running. Doesn't mean anything. What I know is I got a marginal hit on an incredible buck that I've been hoping to get a chance at all year. That's on me. That's one of the tough things about a crossbow. It's really hard to not have the limbs hit stuff. They're heavy, they're cumbersome. But it's my fault. I will just hope and pray and sit here for an hour before I even go look for anything. The only thing I can say is that I tried to sneak it in on a front quartering shot and maybe shouldn't have done that, but 2 more steps and he's out of the window and he stopped, so I did hit low neck area. Maybe I'm lucky, maybe I hit something in there that'll really bleed. Alright, it's been about an hour 15. I changed into some lighter clothes. I grabbed my bow because, number one, if I have to make a tough shot on something, I'm way better with my bow than I am with a crossbow. And number two, it is way less cumbersome to get through the thick stuff tracking a deer. Got my tracking pack. My thought is that sometimes those lighted knocks can fool you. I've had before where I think I have a certain hit because of where I last saw the light, but when that broadhead hits, the end of that shaft moves, and I'm hoping that maybe my shaft kicked slightly right when it hit rather than my shot going to the right. I do know that everything that happened after the shot sounded good. If I had seen that shot hit where I wanted it to hit, I would have thought that deer was down immediately. So I'm trying to keep my hopes up. In about 5 minutes, I'm going to be looking for that crossbow bolt and looking for blood and looking for a body. All right, here's my blind. He was right here when I shot him. See how narrow this window is? No sign of my bolt. Boy, I would have thought if I'd have hit his neck like it looked like that, it would have blown right through. Well, so the next step is we go the way he went, scanning for blood. If he made it to this grass, that could be why I quit hearing him. But I don't have a drop of blood anywhere. I've been going back and forth along probably a 30-yard wide stretch where I thought he ran. I don't have a drop of blood anywhere. Oh my gosh. I'm probably either gonna have to get help to grid search this or get a dog or something, because I mean it's just so thick in here you wouldn't even find him unless you were walked right up on him. I'm gonna at least search to the end of the food plot because that's still down here, and I think he ran past the food plot from what I could hear. Holy shit. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, I'm so lucky. Oh my gosh. Oh man. Thank you, big guy. Thank you. I'm sorry, bud. Look at you. Oh, he's so beautiful. Quartering shot, angled toward me. I guess my arrow hit true where it needed to. Oh my gosh. I got a short path over here. I can get him out to this food plot and drag him from there. So I clearly didn't hit him in the neck. I got the body shot I wanted. Came out here, probably about liver right there. But let me get him tagged, and then we can check out what's going on. Well, I got my jet sled here. We'll get that deer out of here. Why am I bringing my bow? Because it's archery season. I've bumped deer both times I've walked out of here. And I got a big buck on the ground that's going to draw attention. So you never know what could happen on November 9th. So I shot him back through this cut from the blind. So he went about 10, 20, 30, 40 yards. If that. Maybe 40. My food plot's 60 long. And he's down toward the end here. I can tell you right now, I will be forever grateful for this opportunity. To have a chance to shoot a giant 4.5-year-old buck in heavily pressured central Michigan is just a very rare occurrence. And if you've been following our videos over the years, you'll know that to be true. The randomness of the hot doe is really what brought this together for me. I have had trail cam pictures of this guy for the last 5 weeks, periodically, mostly in the middle of the night, and I figured I was going to have to get really lucky to get an opportunity at him. This morning I got really lucky in multiple ways. I happened to have him in the area. Then I happened to have a doe with a fawn come through the cover with him following. And they happened to come through the only 4-foot hole in the cover that I can get a shot, and brought him in there to me. I screwed up on the shot. I know from past experience to make sure that that crossbow limb is clear. But my heart took off. I saw it coming together. I watched through the scope. I didn't back check the bow. And when he got in there, I stopped him and shot. And then the lighted knock did not hit where my crosshair was. Kicked it over a few inches. But somehow that bolt traveled through, exited here about liver. Ideally my exit would have been here. And I get to get a giant buck this morning in Michigan. I've hunted only 2 properties this year. I went all in on this guy and all in on my new lease downstate, where I have some big bucks down there too. But not any this big. Oh my gosh. The mass on him is incredible. Just grateful to get a deer like this. I had him on camera last year, and he really grew a lot in 1 year, from 3 to 4. Man, he really grew. And I am just so excited. I've been holding out, hoping to get a big one, and I thought toward the end of season, if I don't get a big one, then I'll shoot whatever and get some meat, because we eat them. It's the healthiest meat source that I have access to right here, and we eat them. I'm so blown away right now. I don't even know what else to say. I mean, this is an emotional experience for me, and I'm trying to keep it together. To be able to get a deer like this on property that I've worked on for so many years, property that I've tried to figure out for so many years, and have it come together like that in just a couple seconds. It's just crazy. Giant 8-point, huge brow tines, great G2s, probably 7.5 inches. Amazing deer. I am going to backtrack from here, see if I can find my bolt. But other than that, I got to get this guy field dressed. It's going to warm up. We got a warming trend here. And it was almost 50 degrees this morning when I shot him. He's got a hole in the antler right here too. I don't think get that on camera. He's got a hole right there where that buck got in there when he was in velvet. Gosh, what a deer. I'm so lucky and I'm so grateful, and I appreciate you guys watching, and I appreciate all your support over the years and your positive comments. I'm glad that we're filming something that you're interested in, and I'm glad that us messing around sharing our outdoor adventure is interesting to you. This drag sled's been a game changer for me. Makes it so much easier to handle deer. Because like a little log like this, or even a big log, take the sled right over it. Just get part of it up on it, push the rest across. So here I am, up to this log. I can just pop the sled right over it. One thing I changed is I put this plastic handle on. Makes it easier to pull. Right, it's the afternoon of November 13th, and we are just 2 days away from our firearm opener. I have one buck on this particular property that's shown up 3 times this season that I would love to have an opportunity at, And big gamble, big roll of the dice, but I'm spending more time here than other places, hoping that I get an opportunity. Well, today is the morning of November 14th, and it is the last day of archery season, the first archery season in Michigan. Tomorrow is firearm deer season, and we're staying home this year, hunting closer to home. But the story here is I'm back on my crossbow property, but I'm going to bow hunt instead of crossbow hunt. I got a glimpse of a really good buck the other night. I got to see him for about 2 seconds. And I've got multiple photos of this guy coming through a certain area. And where he goes from there and where he comes from, I have not figured that out. But I told myself last week, if you want a chance at this guy, you're going to have to take your bow out. You're going to have to sit on the ground and just try to get a shot out of the cover. And then I didn't do that, and then he came right by that spot again. So for the rest of the season here, which is today, I'm going to do that. I'm going to take my little chair out, sit up in some of the cover, and hope that I can get a shot out of that cover back out to where he comes to hit a certain scrape. So he's pretty magnificent. I'm lucky because I already got a magnificent buck this year, and if I don't connect with another one, I'm good with that. But I do have another tag, and this is a rare opportunity to have a chance at a deer like this. So I'm going for it, and hopefully I get lucky. It's the afternoon of November 14th. It is the last opportunity to enjoy archery season before firearms starts tomorrow. Well, it's the morning of November 15th, a big tradition here in Michigan for the firearm deer opener. One thing that I was just joking about with my wife is that the rut really wears me down. And she was laughing about it, but man, am I serious. I am so worn out. It is November 15th, opening day of firearm season. 62 degrees, and looks like southwest wind, and I am tired, really tired. It's the morning of November 16th. We had our firearm opener yesterday. I didn't hear a lot of shots in my area, but as a family, we had a really good day. I passed up a small buck in the morning. I passed up a really nice 2.5-year-old 6 at night. My wife Brandy passed a couple, and my dad passed one and then shot a really nice 8-point. So helped him with that last night, and congrats to him. My quest for my number 2, since I already was lucky enough to get my number 1, is still ongoing, and I'm just going to keep spending time on the property and hoping that our lines intersect at some point. It's nice to sit out, see some deer, and I had a great evening last night. And I should point out that it was 62 degrees yesterday on November 15th, and you know, a lot of people think that temperature affects deer movement. I'm not one of those people, and last night was a really good example of that. It's back down to 29 degrees this morning, and we should have, based on the way I hunt, a really solid morning and evening today, so looking forward to that. Bat! I will never in my life top this deer season. I shot my number 1 on November 9th, and I just shot my number 2 on November 16th. Alright, so the usual plan here. Give him 30 minutes and then I'm going to go look. I felt like you know, I tried to line up right on the shoulders to break and hopefully drop right there. But he went a long ways after the shot. But he also went down at the shot too. He was obviously hit solid, so hopefully I've got a good blood trail here and can find him back in this super thick cover on this property. I helped my dad with a really nice buck last night, and because of that I don't have my drag sled in my truck, so I opted to run back home, get the drag sled, shed a few layers, and come back over to the property. Now we're going to go track this deer. This particular buck, I first got to know him last season. I took a photo of him one day and thought, man, I'm going to try to get that one if I can. And then didn't see him again anywhere around that area, and started picking him up on trail camera on a property 3 miles away from where I took a photo of him. So their range is pretty extreme. I figure they do about 5-mile loops in my area, and I only had one daylight photo of him last season, so I knew my my chances of seeing him this year were pretty slim. But when he started showing up, all of a sudden my chances improved quite a bit. So yeah, I'm just super excited. I hope that hope we can find him without any issue. I know my shot was good, so we'll just see what we can find. I have hardly any blood. The blood I do have, some of it looks like muscle blood, like this. It looks real watery. I just don't know. I got him. I got him. Oh my gosh, what an amazing buck. Oh goodness. I gotta take a photo of this because this is where Brandy's deer was laying a couple years ago. Show her that. Oh, now we got a good blood trail. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Oh, what a buck. There's my shot right there. Oh my gosh, what a buck. I can't believe I got this lucky. Oh my gosh. Oh man, thank you, buddy. Thank you. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry, bud. Oh. Well, here we are. Another beautiful day in Michigan, and I was somehow lucky enough this season to connect with, of the ones I picked out, my number one and my number two of the ones I was most hopeful to get. I have a bunch of big bucks on camera downstate, southern Michigan, on a lease. but getting them closer to home means more to me. You know, sometimes a hunt is meaningful. I first got this guy on camera in the dark, tail end of the first week of October. There's a big move at that time, and he was moving through. And I thought, man, if I could get a chance at him, or if I could get a chance at that massive 8-point that I shot, that would be unreal, especially to do it here on this property. And I got that opportunity, and somehow I managed to get that giant 8-point. And then this guy was still in the back of my mind. Well, maybe he'll show up. So the day I got that big 8, since I was making so much commotion out here anyway, I did a card pull, and I found this guy on another camera. Only one. There was only one camera I had him on. And it's a camera that I happen to pass by when I'm going to my other blinds. So I started pulling that one. And he'd been on there a couple other days, early November, in the daylight this time. So I thought, well, there's a chance. And I decided I would sit a blind that's close to that area and hunt that exclusively this season, just in case he passed by again. And this morning he was working out of the cover, probably going to exit the property, and I caught him on his exit route. And he's real careful. I mean, that was his safe travel spot, which is why he's only there. Big old deer, super careful. That's how they get this way. And I happen to be there too. So I am blown away. I mean, I will never, ever top this season. It can't get any better than this for me. Getting 2 giant Michigan bucks off of my own land is just the most incredible thing. I've worked on this property for over 20 years, trying to help it improve, to help the deer feel more comfortable spending more time here. And I don't want to say this is a reward. This is just luck. I just had a lucky season. I mean, I've been blessed in the sense that I have some bigger bucks coming through my property, and I've been really lucky to connect with a couple of them. And somehow I did 2 in the same season, and 2 incredible bucks. Absolutely amazed. I am blown away right now. I was trying to decide what to hunt with this year. Maybe I should try something different. Last year I sat out opening day here with a handgun, a TC Contender 445 Super Mag, and sitting there with the 445, I just didn't feel super comfortable. And I had 2 bucks come out, a 6 and an 8, and I was not going to shoot either one of them. And I thought, well, I'm just going to see what it looks like lining up. And I lined up a scope, 2-power scope on the handgun. It just felt really awkward to me. So I decided this year I was just going to hunt with my favorite rifle. And to get a giant buck like this with my favorite rifle, unbelievable. I am so lucky to have this opportunity. It's such a beautiful day, beautiful morning, beautiful deer, and I just was at the right place at the right time. Cameras help with that some. They help me to know what's going on. I passed 19 shots on bucks so far this year. 19 of them. 2 yesterday. And I don't know. This just came my way. So I don't know, you can see that split. He's got this cool split. I mean, he's got a 2 1/4, 2.5 inch tine there. Gosh, he's amazing. What a deer. Thank you, buddy. Thank you, big guy. Stained forehead, super stained tarsals. An old, at least a 4-year-old deer right here. This little property in Michigan. So I was shooting my 270, a hand load with a 150 grade Nosler partition. I was hoping to maybe get a little better blood trail out of that with the exit wound compared to my typical Barnes X or Barnes TSX bullets that I shoot, or TTSX. My bug trail wasn't great. He's down. He probably went 75 yards from the shot, but I got him. So, I guess that's it. With that said, we're going to wrap this one up. Gosh, can you believe it? Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time.